Oh, God, man.
Right, bear was a second. I left my drink cup in there, my bottle. Just give us 30 seconds, Dave.
No bother, mate.
You still here, Dave? You still there, Dave? Yeah. Can you hear us, Dave? Okay. All right, Debbie, can you hear us, mate? All right, Debbie, can you hear us, mate?
I can hear ya.
Alright, sorry, my laptop crashed, so I've gone onto the desktop computer. Piece of shit. So I had to transfer things over, mate. So bear with us 2 seconds. That's what happens when you just get in from bloody work. Oh, dear me. So bear with 2 seconds, mate. Oh, dear. I need an extra... I need an extra hour in the day, Davey, lad.
Right, man.
Crikey. Right, we're nearly with you. We are live, by the way, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to point your camera up a little bit. We can just see the top of your head.
Can I say no?
Ah, you'll see yourself in a minute, mate. Right. How are you doing, Davey, then? Welcome to the Monday night, the MACKEM CABBIE show with Davey on Monday night. Long time no see. How are you doing, Davey? Still not hear me? Hello, can you hear us, Dave? How are you doing, Davey? Yeah, can you hear us all right, yeah?
Yeah, you're fine.
Aye, good lad. Just getting up and running here. And there we are, Davey. So then, we're back. This is the MACKEM CABBIE Monday night show. It's the first show back of the, well, dare we say the new season. It hasn't quite started yet. How you been getting on, Davey?
Champion, mate. No bother.
Good to hear.
I can't say any pictures, like. I can't say any pictures.
It'll come up in a minute, mate. It'll come up in a minute. It's like a few seconds delayed. Right. Right, I'll go. Can you hear all right, Dave?
No, you're fine, aye.
Aye, good. We can see you loud and clear. Can you see yourself? You should be able to.
No, say no.
Yeah, you'll see it in a minute. You'll see it in a few seconds. You'll see it in about 2 seconds. You'll be able to see your handsome face, Davey. Right. So, welcome to the Monday night MACKEM CABBIE show with Davey. We'll start again. It's a bit teething problems. I've just got in from work. A mad rush around. Davey, you feeling well, mate? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice to have the football back, the local football anyway.
It is that. And can you see yourself all right on the screen now?
Yeah? No. Can I say no?
Oh, well, you're definitely on. So I've got the YouTube channel live now, and I can see your face.
So can I not see you then?
Don't know. I'm definitely on. Have you got the YouTube channel up, Dave?
I fucking do not. I'm just on that fucking station. What do they call it?
Discord. No, that's fine. We'll just keep it as it is. We can see you're in.
All right.
So then, the Euros is over and done with. Then what have you made of that then?
Oh, very, very disappointing. Last night's match, very disappointing. I just kind of get my head round. We've got some of the best players in Europe. We just kind of play it. We just kind of seem to put it together.
Absolute torture, isn't it? And I think every game that England have played in this tournament has been as shoddy as out. It's just been hard work to watch them, hasn't it?
Aye, we're only getting through on the moments, certain moments like big goals. But watching Harry Kane was like watching Burstow, wasn't it?
Two mistakes. Southgate manager, he should have been sacked when it was a massive failure against Italy, because it was his fault. He got the whole thing wrong. And you thought he'd learnt his lesson in the last final, and he hadn't, because he just literally went back to his old ways. I mean, we got a glimmer of hope, didn't we, when we equalised? I thought for 3 minutes we started to get on top of Spain, but then did you notice Pickford when he got the ball? He just kept hoofing it. He just kept giving it to the opposition all the time. It wasn't even aimed at anyone. He just kept kicking it. It's as if they were instructed, Davey, to. There's only 4 minutes left. Let's just play it for extra time.
They definitely played for extra time without a shadow of a doubt.
But you can't do that against Spain.
No. They wouldn't play for extra time, will they?
Not with a shot. They could smell blood. They could sniff England was. They could sniff what England were doing. Basically, they're going to be sitting back and going for extra time, and they went for the kill. And against quality like that, you're just going to get murdered.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the Euros, but I'm so glad that it's over, because I was just sick of getting anxiety every time England was about to play. Do you know what I mean? It was like leading up to the Netherlands game. I can't remember what night that was on. It was a Wednesday night, wasn't it?
Something like that, right?
I was ill at work all day because I just knew that England's going to put you through the mill yet again.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
No, it's not. It's never pretty, is it? We never steamroller somebody, do we? Never.
No, it's never like 4-0 or 3-0 at half time, is it?
No, why not?
Do you know what I mean? It's always like, as you say, put you through the bloody mill.
I don't think a Southgate side could win 3 or 4-0.
No. And
just the way he sets them up, and it's not capable of winning like that.
Harry Kane, as far as I'm concerned, and people might disagree, I wouldn't have even picked him for the squad. I wouldn't have picked. I've never rated Harry Kane in an England shirt. I'm not saying he's not a bad footballer, but I've just not rated him in an England shirt. I mean, Croatia, right, back in Russia, was it 2016? He was non-existent in the semi-final. He was non-existent against Italy in the final 3 years ago. And he was non-existent not just for the final against Spain, but the majority of the tournament.
Just look totally uninterested.
Just totally uninterested. And I'm not going to just let the others off the hook. I thought Bellingham was massively disappointing. He got that overhead kick goal and that header, but apart from that, he went totally missing.
He looked tired, didn't he?
He looked knackered. I mean, when you look at the other, if anybody's just tuning in and we're just talking a bit at England at the minute, because obviously the Euros just finished and the whole country's talking about it, and we will get on to Sunderland very, very soon. But what annoys me is the fact, like, they keep saying that Kane and Bellingham and all that are the world-class players. They're not world-class players because they can't do it on the world-class stage, Davey.
That's the thing.
You look at Ronaldo, right? He's done it, right? Messi, he's done it. Maradona, he's done it. Zinedine Zidane, he's done it. And what I mean by he's done it, they've lifted trophies, they've lifted silverware. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've struck when it matters. They've scored goals and they've turned up when it matters. Our world beaters, they disappear.
Yeah, they do.
They disappear. And I think England need a Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola type of a manager. We need someone who's attacking minded. None of this sitting back bollocks because we've took the lead and look petrified. Because when we equalised against Spain, Gareth Southgate went back to his old ways, the same ways we played Italy. Let's panic like fuck because there's only 4 minutes left. We're going for extra time, and it backfired on him massively. I just feel sorry for the nation and all the fans.
Oh God, some of them fans that went over there and paid fortunes, you know.
Oh yeah, no.
Nearly
£1,000 a ticket for some of them. £500 a night for hotels just for one night.
It's ridiculous.
And thousands upon thousands. I'm talking 50, 60,000 just travelled to Berlin just to see it on the big screen, just to be there. And I just think it's either dedication, Dave, or they're either nuts.
Aye. A bit of both, I think. Oh, God.
But was it only me that got anxiety prior to England kicking off? It's just.
What, do you get stressed out now?
Oh, because I'm desperate. I want to see England I want to see England win a tournament. Do you know what I mean?
In your lifetime.
In my lifetime, aye. But I just had this feeling constantly, as long as Gareth Southgate was in charge, and especially the way we played in the groups, I was excited, but I was at the same time I was dreading it.
Aye.
Because I know how hard work we are. But I was surprised how well they played mine against Netherlands. Didn't get me wrong. And I thought, but it's not the Netherlands of old, you know. It's not the Netherlands of Van Basten and Rijkaard and Ruud Gullit, Bergkamp. That was a very bang average Dutch side.
Aye.
So I wasn't surprised of the defeat yesterday, to be honest with you, because I was expecting it, absolutely expecting it.
I mean, the major plus thing was when Rodri didn't come out for the second half. I thought, right, we should get right a hold of this game now and drive on at them.
Aye.
But it didn't happen. Just didn't happen. You didn't miss Rodri, did you?
Didn't even know he'd gone off the pitch.
Aye.
You know, it's even like right from kickoff, we just give them far too much of the ball. And it just, when we play the seeded teams, the big teams, I don't know whether it's a setup of Southgate, but we just get passed all out of the park. Italy did it to us.
Yeah.
Croatia did
it. As soon as we play somebody big, we found one.
Aye.
Well, you're never going to win a tournament because you've always got to play somebody big at some stage, haven't you?
Of course you have. I mean, I've not got the skill to pass the ball the way these other sides do. Like I say, Italy passed us off the park for 70 minutes in the final. Croatia passed us off the park. That can go on and on and on, David. England, Spain taught us a footballing lesson. Denmark passed us all over the place. And even the teams like Slovakia, Slovenia and all that, they had long periods of possession. A lot of people like Southgate, but I think Southgate is the reason why we've not won a tournament football.
Well, it seems that way because when you look at Sunderland, when you look at England's squad, it's full of players who week in, week out, pass teams off the park.
Yeah.
They play for Man City, they play for Arsenal, they play for Real Madrid, and that's all they do. They have like 70% possession every week.
Yeah.
And yet they get together for the national team and they can't do it.
What do you think the reason is, Davey?
Well, it's like you say, a lot of it's got to be the setup and the manager. It's got to be.
I mean, they've gone on about Phil Foden, Premier League Player of the Year and all that, right?
Yeah.
Now, I will be fair on Foden, right? He was sort of non-existent, but he was played right at the far left. Foden is a player that, like, centre sort of midfield attacking. He wants to be in the middle of it all. You know, he's used to getting little passes off De Bruyne and all the class from Man City.
Again, you've got to look at who he plays with week in and week out.
Yep.
He's not going to get them little passes and then intricate passes off and Rice and them. No. It's just not going to happen.
It's the same with Bellingham. It's like you're not going to win any tournament football if your big players, your superstar players, gone missing.
Don't turn up. Right.
Gone missing.
It's right.
I mean, against Spain, 60 minutes was wasted playing Harry Kane.
Definitely.
Against Spain. 60 minutes was wasted.
He never touched the ball. He never won a header.
No.
He never went in behind. Never once. So that must be a bit soul-destroying for the rest of the team, like.
Why, of course it is. I mean, how many times did you see England go up a gear when Kane went off?
Aye.
You know what I mean? Made the subs. We scored goals. I mean, it was only a matter of minutes before, was it Palmer came on and he scored?
Aye, well, he's been brilliant, yet he's never started a game.
No, he's never started a game. But this is the mistake as well, you see, is just focusing on the name Harry Kane. You're not
Aye.
focusing on what talent you've got.
No.
You know what you should have been. You should have been a bit. He's got to have a bit of nastiness, Gareth Southgate, and he hasn't.
Aye.
Any other international manager, any hint if you've not performed at all or you've not played, you're off the team. You're on the bench.
Yeah.
But Kane, he kept getting started and started. No matter how worse he played, he was on the
Aye.
starting line.
Stuart, if he'd had a chop on his leg, he would have played.
Aye.
That's how crazy it is.
But that is bad management, though, Davey. And it's like,
Aye.
you know, we've had 2 finals. No, now, I'm telling you now, Spain were a good side, but they're not world beaters. They were there for the taking.
Aye.
Right?
When we equalised, they were rocking.
When they equalised, if that was a boxing match, it was like the opponent was on the ropes. And
That's right.
instead of going in and like, come on, let's go for finishing off. What happened was, as we all seen it, was like, conserve my energy. No, I'm not going to fight anymore. I'm going to back off. I'll let these go to the corner.
Aye.
You know.
Let's get extra time.
You know, I was watching Talk Sport, right, with Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara. They were brilliant to watch. They did the live watch along, and every time Pickford got the ball. Now, I'm not slagging him off because Pickford, I thought, had a fantastic tournament. Every time he got the ball, he didn't look anywhere. He just hoofed the fucking thing. And Davey, some of the kicks they were gone over the other goal, straight for a goal kick for Spain, or it was just gone straight to a Spain player, and all that was doing was just giving them the ball back.
Yeah,
and we were sitting that far deep. It would have been a risk even for Pickford to roll the ball out because they would have pressed us in the 18-yard area.
Mm-hmm.
The whole this defensive bollocks has got to stop because we're better than that. We're better than that, and it's like basically with Southgate. He's owning a Ferrari, but he's been driving the fucker with brakes on.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you've got the best players, you're attacked, aren't you?
Of course you do. And we've had 2 golden chances. You know? And Gordon, he should have been on. Gordon, I mean, he's a dirty sod. He loves diving, he loves going down, but that's what you need in tournament football. A player like that would have been ideal, running around into the box with the Spain defenders causing hell on. He never got a look in.
To me, he must have had a fallout with him, mustn't he? Because he was, a lot of games, he was ideal to put on.
Oh, God's sake. Of course he was.
He's like Jack Clark, and he keeps you the ball. He keeps you up the pitch.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I was putting posts on Facebook before we even kicked off against Spain. I put a post up saying, get ready for the invasion of posts, saying, never mind England, you did us proud. And I was right. Yeah, I'm not proud we've lost another final. No way am I proud. But anyway, Davey, enough of that because it's getting me wound up. And
we'll have to move on. We'll have to move on from England. It's over. Ha!
We're going to go into the chat as well. We're going to say hello to SJ, Ken Walton, remember how you doing? Kevin Taylor, how you doing, guys? So SJ says, who are we playing in Spain? I think our next match is Nottingham Forest on Wednesday. I'm not so sure. Is it Friday? I beg your pardon.
Friday at 7 o'clock.
Friday at 7 o'clock. I don't know whether it's on BBC Newcastle commentary or not. I don't know. It's quite a big game.
Not.
It's not.
It's not. It'll be on the Fire Stick.
Aye. I would say so. Oh, Dave, you've just gone off on your video, mate. I don't know if you've pressed something.
Right. No, I don't know. Timed out. There we are.
That's it. We're back on. Yeah. Ken says, good evening to you from Cornwall. Is that just around the corner from Sunderland? Yeah, I know. Kevin says, hi, Cabbie and Davey. Good to see you both.
Good.
SJ, were we promotion candidates against South Shields, then relegation contenders against Gateshead? We'll have a bit crack on with them friendlies and stuff because I mean, there's a lot of chit chat to say didn't look into too much being a friendly. You
No,
can't judge
you
Sunderland.
can't.
And no, you cannot. But that Gateshead game, it was just concerning how bad they were. You know what I mean? The non-league side, for God's sake. And yeah, it's a kickabout, but I was just concerned, like the lack of effort from that team that was put out there. It was bad to watch.
I think me personally, like, if they'd swapped them teams out, we would have won both games.
Aye.
But we should have had the Shields team up against Gateshead, because Gateshead's a lot better team than South Shields.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, isn't it?
Aye, and the team that's at Gateshead, like the two in midfield, I mean, one of them's never played for 2 years, Embleton, and that Matete is just not good enough.
No, not at all.
And that was your midfield.
Absolutely.
Aye.
I mean, but the South Shields game was canny. I thought the lads, it was professional. All the job was done in the first half. Did you see Try Hume's goal? It was a class goal.
I thought Rig was brilliant and all, just flying in all over.
Oh, aye, he was, and that's what you want to see.
The only other downside of it was Stuart. Hermia looks worse, if it's possible.
If it's possible, and this is what we want to sort out for next season. And we've had enough crap of last season. This is what we need to get out the road.
Absolutely vital, Stuart. We get a centre forward in.
I mean, are you happy so far with like what's been done? Like,
aye, Alan Brown is a good signing.
He is. He's got a experienced head on his shoulders.
Pedigree. He's got pedigree. He scores goals. He's fit. He's always fit. Very, very rarely misses games.
What position is he again, Davey?
He can play in a few positions, but he's like a midfield player. But he gets box to box.
Aye.
Gets stuck in, and he can score a goal like.
But we still need a few more coming in, though.
Well, up front, definitely.
We still want this experienced striker, and I hope the fans aren't forgetting that. Do you know what I mean? Are they getting sidetracked? It's like we still want that experience.
You need somebody who can bang in 20 goals. It's the only way you can get promoted. The only way you can get promoted is to score goals.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. And the time's ticking, and it's getting quicker and quicker and quicker. What do you think of Regis Labrie then? Do you think he seems canny?
Aye, he's a bit wet under the collar. Like, I mean, he's got to get his feet in, get another players. This trip to Spain will do the club a world of good. Like, he'll get to know them a bit more.
I'm going to have a look at the fixtures to see who we're actually playing in Spain. Right, let's see who we've got.
And the Spanish second division side.
Oh yeah, here we've got Nottingham Forest on the 19th against Sunderland. On the 21st of the month, Eldense against Sunderland.
Yeah.
And then we've got Blackpool Sunderland. I presume that's back in the UK.
Yeah, on the Saturday.
On the 27th. And then on the 30th, we've got Bradford City.
Aye.
And then we've got a small game against Cardiff away.
No, they've got another game on the 3rd of August, but it hasn't been announced yet.
Oh, has that not been announced, Davey?
No.
Ah, I see. Let's go back to some more England comments. I've got to include some of these comments that we've missed out.
Oh, yeah.
Totally agree. Wait a minute. Yeah. Kevin says, totally agree. Kane, no good for England. Ken says, you would not like that on your CV. Sacked at Borough. Well, Southgate replaced Sam Allardyce, wasn't it?
No.
Was it not Sam Allardyce?
No, what do you call him? Crystal Palace's old manager. Hodgson.
Was it Hodgson?
Aye, when they got beat up Iceland.
Oh, that was bad. Kevin Taylor says Eddie Howe's favourite for the England job.
Will he? Definitely.
Rumours of Tuchel wanting the England job as well. There's a lot of people saying the under-21s current coach or manager could take over. SJ says Kane never stays up front. That's why he roams all over the place.
Right.
Kevin Taylor says, I'm an SAFC fan, but should have had Newcastle lads on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back to Sunderland. SJ says, Preston offered Brown a new contract, so they obviously wanted to keep him.
Yeah.
Ken says, Cabbie let Dave know, born and bred in South Hilton, when it was County Durham.
All right.
That's what Ken says.
South Hilton, aye.
Well, County Durham was part of Sunderland, wasn't it?
Aye.
At one point. Now it's a county on its own. SJ says we're trying to get Huddersfield as well. I presume he's talking maybe about... Are you talking about a player from Huddersfield, or are you talking about a friendly?
No, 3rd of August. That's one of them being touted, aye.
So what do you think? We've mentioned the strikers. Are there any other players that you still think we should... What areas of the pitch we should maybe concentrate on still?
Well, the trouble is, Stuart, at the moment, there's not much you can do regarding anywhere else because you don't know who's going to leave or if anyone's going to leave.
And that needs sorted out ASAP, doesn't it? Because that can upset the apple cart, not knowing.
But Stuart, it'll not, you see, because the window doesn't shut till the end of August. The season starts at the beginning of August. So you could have Jack Clark playing 3 or 4 games and then go.
He could hang on 2 seconds. I'm just getting me drink I've left in here. But yeah, they're going to hang on and they're going to dangle the fishing rod carrot, aren't they?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if a big club comes in for him with a big offer, he's gone, isn't he?
Right. So I mean, what do you reckon should be Sunderland's goal this season? Do you think top 6?
Oh, you've got to go for promotion, definitely. What's the point? What's the point of it all if you didn't?
What's the point of it all? Yeah, I know. Because you get these happy clappers, you know.
But you need a striker. You need a striker, or it's impossible.
I've not seen any rumours yet. I've not heard anything about any strikers coming or they're looking.
See, we might have to wait till the end of August for one.
Yeah.
We might get one on loan like a Diallo. You know what I mean? Your Premier League players, you've got to wait till the end of August.
Would you be happy with another loan?
Oh, well, aye. I'm not bothered who it is as long as he scores 20 goals. You need a goal scorer. Otherwise, all that lovely play, the keeping of Jack Clark and other players that they'll sign, it's pointless if you cannot put the ball in the net.
It's the golden rule, isn't it?
Well, it is, man.
Possession football doesn't get you results. Corners don't get you results. You know what I mean? Even penalties didn't get you results. It's putting the ball in the net which gets you results and gets you up that table. I'm not bothered if Sunderland play absolutely shite for 90 minutes and they win 2-0.
I know.
That's how promotion teams do the job. That's how every good teams do the job. Even they'll play bad, but they've got someone who scores goals.
That's what it's all down to, scoring goals. I mean, there's Ipswich went up last year and had a worse defensive record than us. So there's your answer. There's your answer, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But they scored 18 more goals than us. You imagine how many games you can win with 18 goals.
I don't know. It's.
And then you got Freakman saying, what was it he said? You didn't need a number 9 to score goals. You can score goals from all over. Rubbish.
I know. I couldn't believe when they said that.
Rubbish. It's rubbish. Because you didn't win enough games by hoping you score goals from all over.
I know. Totally get what you're coming from.
Right? They're just fudging the issue. And I mean, we've waited long enough now for the centre forward, haven't we? It's embarrassing.
Dave, you want to pull your camera down a bit so we can see your face? That's better,
Oh,
mate. That's
oh,
a lot
yeah.
better. Great, great.
No bother.
But aye,
I mean, you get Speakman on the other day when he was getting interviewed, saying that we're trying and it's the hardest place to buy somebody on. But other teams seem to manage it.
absolutely, do they? It's. I just hope they're not using the marketing side of things as a distraction for signings. The fact, like, the strip we've got, mind you, it's the best strip we've had since the Hummel days. I don't know whether I'm biased because they were my happiest times there with Sunderland, but there's no doubt about that. That is a really tidy strip. Disappointing that they're all sold out online, mind, within half an hour. Where's the marketing heads on that? It's like, why didn't they get quadruple amount of stock in? Imagine how much money they could have made more, having sold a lot more, and they still haven't got any in stock, Davey.
Still not.
No.
Well, it'll not be like saying that is their fault in a way, like you said, order more, but I suppose you kind of just order them one day and get them next, can you?
Well, I suppose August doesn't store them, does it?
Well, they come from China, are they?
Turkey's usually it's the red hot place at the minute for knock-off tops.
Is it?
Oh dear me. Aye. A lot of fans as well are starting to say the pink seats are returning. I mean, I mentioned it. I did a video of it the other day. Like some people said, "Oh, is that all you've got to worry about? It doesn't bloody matter. It's on the pitch that matters." It's just the fact, like, they kept going on about, "Oh, we're doing the stadium up. We're going to make the stadium look a lot better," but the seats just look shoddy again. I don't know why they just don't make the seats and the bottom bowl white all the way around and keep it red on the top tier, because white will not fade. You'll not see it. And it's not really important to have the Sunderland badge, is it? Or the how we're the lads on it and stuff like that. It just...
Stuart, if we get things right on the pitch, you'll not be bothered about the seats because they'll be full of people.
Right, they won't it be? We've got the safe standing installed as well at the Roker end, which a few fans say it's pointless anyway because the majority...
You still got to see the seat, haven't you?
Yeah, the seat's still there, but it just means that you're allowed to stand. You're not going to get told off by anybody or any stewards to sit down or something, you know. But we're still quite a way off from the season to start and stuff.
About a month, isn't it?
About a month. I don't know about you, but this close season seems to have been any longest close season ever. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because of all the drama with England and the Euros, and it's like we're mentally knackered already, and that's before a ball's been kicked with a new season starting. I just didn't know. I really didn't, but it just seems to have really gone on.
Dragged out because we waited that long for a manager.
We have, mind. Were you jumping for joy when he was announced?
Never heard of him.
I hadn't either.
I've never heard of him. Being honest, I've never heard of him, but obviously I've done my homework after I'd heard about him. I mean, he's got it all to prove, hasn't he? Because he's only been a manager for 2 years in the professional league. But he could be the new Arsene Wenger. That's all I hope. You've got to have hope, haven't you?
No point supporting your team if you haven't. SJ's just said in the chat, another defender to replace or mistake. I think he's on about 09 there. And two
everybody wants to replace 09.
Not young lads with potential decent ones. I mean, what do you think of 09? I mean, he's Mr. Sunderland, isn't he? But that's not going to... I love him. You want someone like that in the team? I think he's not a defender.
No. Well, he does a job, but over 46 games, he'll cost you goals. And you kind of say the same about Ballard. But I don't know whether we'll get another centre-half, like.
So it's just the wife saying the pizza's arrived.
Pizza's arrived, no?
I'm doing well with my weight loss. I've lost 13 pounds.
Good lad.
Trying to get rid of these bitch tits. But a cheeky pizza on a rare occasion isn't too bad, is it?
No. Not if you like because I wouldn't have one given, but I know you like them.
Oh, DI. But it's like in life, everything in moderation is alright for you, right?
Right.
I've been bad for the last 3 weeks, like a chest infection. I've just finished my
Yeah.
antibiotics.
Aye. You might have had COVID, man, but you'll not now.
I think, Davey, COVID's been around a hell of a lot longer than what we think.
Yeah, it's got another name, cold.
Yeah, cold is a form of COVID.
Aye.
Um, so then, what do you reckon? How do you think we'll do against Forest then? Friday.
It's just a run out, isn't it? I mean, you always like this win, didn't you?
Aye.
But I've seen seasons where Sunderland have won every pre-season game easily, and we've come to the season, we've lost our first 4 games or something.
Aye, I know.
You can never read into it.
No, you cannot.
Well, look at last season. We went to America and won every game, and we come back and got beat our first 2.
Our manager has just basically said, we want to build a strong unit with ideas in different phases of the game.
Yeah. He's just done an interview this afternoon. I don't know if you've seen it, Stuart.
Like I said, I've just got in.
He's done it. He's sitting on the bus and they're interviewing him.
I'll have to have a look at that.
It's on Sunderland AFC website.
Right, I'll have a look at that. Like I say, I've just got in.
I mean, he seems a nice fella, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, it's possibly a good sign as well that the fact like the players are maybe he's wanting to stay, Bellingham staying, or Clark wanting to stay. So maybe it's a good sign that maybe he's like this guy that's in charge.
Right. Yeah.
SG also says Speakman said we had been after Labrie for months. He says, yeah, right, I doubt it.
No, I do. Will still is who they wanted. There's no doubt whatsoever.
Well, he was signed, sealed, and he was signed, sealed, and delivered, wasn't he? According to a lot of
the contracts was drawn up and everything. But we'll have to move on.
We will do.
Reggie's the boy now.
I just hope Bellingham has a decent season, and I hope he's like, because he comes across as flashes of really decent brilliance from Bellingham, but there's also a lot of flashes like he's lazy.
He loves the club and all, doesn't he? He seems to come across as loving the club like.
He does, absolutely.
They're all do, mind. I mean, they're all good lads, aren't they?
Of course they are. But you've got to have that circuit board. But you've got to have the wires on that circuit board connecting.
Yeah.
You've got to have that. And that's what a bad example of England in the last tournament, the way Southgate had them set up. The wires were broken. They weren't connected. It was just a shambolic mess.
Breaking down all over.
Watching England was like buying something from IKEA and not having an instructional manual to put it together. So you've got this lovely unit, but there's bits all over the place and nobody knows what you're doing. That to me, and that's what it's been like with Sunderland the last few seasons. Possibly not with Tony Mowbray, but certainly the last half of last season. And
that's horrendous. We were rudderless, weren't we?
Aye. Do you not think we're very similar to England the way we played? Back, sideways, sideways, back, sideways, back.
Definitely.
Strange, isn't it?
It was like watching Sunderland with Burstow up front, just running around, but not winning the ball, not running in behind, not winning a header. Was just Harry Kane.
Aye. I mean, we're not exaggerating either by saying that. It was it's just literally a carbon copy.
All right. So hope we didn't get Southgate as our next manager.
I think any Premier League club will be unhappy if Southgate wanted to go to that club, or do you think we're being a bit harsh on the guy?
Right. The trouble is, managing the country is totally different to managing a club side, isn't
Of
it?
course it is.
I mean, you're playing every 3 or 4 days when you're a club manager. Then internationals, you might say the players once every 3 months or something.
Would you say he's been since '66? Would you say Southgate's been England's most successful manager? This has been going
Well,
on the
yeah.
radio stations.
If you call getting to finals and semi-finals a success, yes, definitely yes.
Aye, but
Because he's always getting there. He's always getting us out the groups.
yeah,
He's always getting us to the competitions. We've always done well, but we just kind of win. And it's like gone on 60 years now, isn't it?
and do you think it's with the fans now? The bar's been raised higher, and we want to get over that final hurdle, and that is
Right.
lifting a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer call it a success being in a final and losing it. I don't call it a success any longer that we're getting out the group stages all the time. I think that the bar's been set, and don't forget the World Cup's in 2 years' time, and these England players are gonna thrive even further. That's why it's massively important to get the right chap into there.
Oh, it's roughly going to be the same squad in 2 years' time.
Aye.
Apart from the odd 1 or 2, i.e., like Trippier will not be there, Harry Kane will not be there, but the rest of them will be there.
I know. It's because he's had a lot of criticism, Southgate, especially from the fans. You know, where they were throwing cups at him against like. But I can understand that frustration, the talent that's in that side, and how bad we're played, and the amount of money people have paid to go and see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But the players look frightened, didn't they? Like, do you think they're frightened of failure?
They looked, yeah. They looked like a rabbit in the headlights.
I'm saying there's Bellingham plays for Real Madrid. You can't get much more pressure than that, can you? Playing for Real Madrid.
Oh no.
An Englishman playing for Real Madrid. That's pressure at his age. Yet, when he plays for England, he looks terrified.
Do you think the media and the fans are the worst downfall for England, perhaps? Because the fact
without a shadow of doubt. I mean, just look at Sunderland. Look how the media gone crazy. How them podcasts gone crazy, didn't they?
I couldn't.
They highlight every mortal thing.
Yeah. It's like we're England. It's like the media and the bookies and stuff, and Talk Sport, 5 Live and all that, and even ITV and BBC. They kept saying, "Oh, England the favourites going into this tournament," and I'm thinking, how? What about France, Germany? I mean, how the hell can we be favourites? And even after the group stages, when we played dreadful football, we were still favourites. England supporters saying it's written in the stars because we've played that crap and we're in the final. It's our final. It's coming home. Everybody was saying, majority was saying it's coming home. Do you know what I mean? That song should be banned, right? Only until they lift that friggin' trophy, because I think that's part of the bloody curse as well.
That is.
You know,
they're the same songs.
Yeah, you don't have the given right to lift a tournament.
Vindaloo. They bring them all out, didn't they? Vindaloo, all them.
They bring them all out. You know what I mean? You didn't. There's no such thing as it's written in the stars. It's got the match before where the overhead kick with 20 seconds to go and all that. That's got nothing to do with England winning a tournament. It's the only thing that matters is the match you're playing at that present time. It's England against Spain. The past matches have got absolute F all to do with anything. But the media and the fans get it into their heads. It's our time because the luck we've had and this and that and the other. And people saying it shouldn't have been a penalty against Holland, which it shouldn't. But people were feeding off that. It's our tournament. We're going to win it because the fact the gods are on our side and all that. It's a lot of bollocks. It's an absolute load of bollocks.
Aye. You've always got to play one good side to win a trophy. You've got to.
You're never ever going to escape that, and I think that's also England's downfall. Everybody's chuffed to bits. Oh, get in. And Gary Lineker was saying it. Ian Wright was saying it. oh, if England blah 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 do this result, they're on the good side of the draw. They were chuffed to bits because we were on the right hand side of the draw,
Why?
missing Germany, Spain, France,
Yeah,
Portugal. Do you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't
yeah,
be that way. It shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be afraid of who you're playing. Because I tell you now, if England were on the left hand side of the draw playing Portugal, they would have been out in the round 16.
right.
I'm telling
The
you
way
now.
they played, the way they played, definitely.
You know, every time England come up a seeded team, we're out of there. We'll get our asses kicked. Every single time. It happened against in the Qatar World Cup, didn't it?
Well, I think I read a stat today. I mean, you've said Southgate's one of our most best managers we've ever had, but he's never ever beaten a top four countryside ever.
He hasn't.
No,
No, he
no,
hasn't.
like in a tournament. No, I didn't mean like in an international friendly or a group game. In an actual World Cup or European Championships, he's never ever turned over a top four side.
No, absolutely not.
No.
I mean, it's all right, you know, the qualifying stages and this and that and the other when you play in Andorra and San Marino and the Carney Islands and things like that. And you know, Harry Kane, oh, hell of a player. He's got a hat-trick against the Carney Islands and this and that and the other. And it's like, we're just under a false hope. You've hit the nail on the head. If you're going to win a tournament, at some point, you have to play one of the big boys. And that is the only way you're going to win tournament football is if by playing the big boys and beating them.
And the big boys, see, the big boys always turn up at the tournaments.
Of course they do.
I mean, Spain got beat of Scotland the other month.
Yep.
There you go. Scotland turned them over.
They did.
But they turn up at the tournaments and they're always there.
Oh, absolutely. But look, you can't argue the fact Spain deserved that trophy. They won all their 7 games.
Right?
You know?
And did you know this, Stuart? They only had one player from Barcelona and one player from Real Madrid in that team.
Really?
And that isn't that telling, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Right?
I just kind of get my head round the fact, like, in my lifetime, I've seen Spain now lift the Euros 4 times, and I've seen them lift the World Cup. So that's 5 major trophies. We cannot even do it once. So I mean, what are they doing right that we're doing wrong? I mean, I was annoyed to think like, oh, you've already won it 3 times, you greedy bastards. Give us a chance. Do you know what I mean? Give us a go. It's like, I just want to see it. The nation just wants to see it. There's a generation that have not seen England win a major tournament, and it just really boils my blood. You felt like Spain have now lifted it 4 times, and it's like, why is Spain so good? What are they doing right that we're doing wrong? We keep going on about the Premier League being the best league in the world, this and that and the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the best. It's the most watched league in the whole of the world, the planet, the Yanks and everybody, even Holland.
Yeah.
They're gone daft out with the Premier League.
Yeah. I Stuart, I heard a bloke on the day, I think it might have been Sam Allardyce. The Premier League is the best league in the world, right?
Yep.
But there's not many British players playing it.
Is that the downfall? And
Well, it is, isn't it? Because you like, say, for instance, Chris Rigg.
Yeah.
Chris Rigg will find it hard to progress to be an England international because he's not going to be playing in the Premier League on a regular basis.
Because of all the international coming over, filling the Premier League.
All the big hitters that they get in from Spain, Italy, France.
And I was just going to mention this as well. I mean, I know it's a Sunderland podcast, but we're back on England again and that. But it's just because of the fact it's such a huge thing that's just happened, and it's a discussion, and that's what it's about. But all the Premier League is filled with foreigners, right? Do you not think when it comes to tournament football, them foreign stars go to play for their countries in tournaments and bite England in the arse?
Right.
So eventually, right, the Premier League it backfires on England because them superstars, the Rodris, this and that, the other, The De Bruynes all go to their countries and then they kick England's arse. So it's like, yeah, we'll use the Premier League. We'll make millions from you. We'll make you a league look good, but we'll kick your ass when it comes to tournament football.
Yeah. And the likes of your Rodris and De Bruynes know exactly how your Fodens play, and your other players that play, your Harry Kanes, right? But the England players, say for instance last night, they don't know what that Real Sociedad left back or right back or centre half's like.
Having a clue.
Because they haven't played in that league all season.
No. I mean,
so
we're supposed to have the world's...
Yeah.
We were supposed to have the world's best players. Spain's first goal in the second half. He was just a free runner. Who was picking that man up? I mean, I could understand that, seeing that at Sunderland or any lower divisions, but international level, it was no man's land. He came in.
Oh, and he didn't have to smash it. He just smashed it in with his weak foot now, didn't he?
He did, aye. But why was anybody picking him up?
No, because we got sucked in, didn't we? We got sucked across the pitch.
Yeah. But it's a massive point about the Premier League, and nobody's mentioned. I've listened to the 606 phone-ins, the lot, right? Nobody's mentioned the fact like the Premier League is our downfall for England because
definitely
the talent, let's say in the Championship, out like that, is not getting a look in because you've got the Fali Hili and the Fali Hala from Italy and from France and from Spain and all that coming in, and they're just not getting a shout. They're not getting a shout. And when it comes to the England squad, and when it comes to tournament football, like I say, the Premier League backfires.
Oh, the Premier League isn't good for the England football team, no doubt whatsoever.
Nah.
I mean, when we won it in '66, right? I can guarantee you, all them 11 players who played in the '66 final will have all played 40 odd games for their club in England, all of them.
Yep.
But you cannot say that about the current team.
So how do you think Spain are doing it? Germany are doing it. France are doing it. It's the same big teams in the European Championships, and it's the same big teams in the World Cup. The Brazils are always there. Your Argentinas, even as far back as I can remember, the earliest one was Mexico '86. Argentina were there then. They're still there now. They won the last World Cup. You know, what are they doing? What is their structure doing right? What is their national leagues doing right that we aren't?
I know.
Because it's this same... Do you know what it's like, right? It's like England all of a sudden turned into... And I'm not disrespecting this team. England turned into, all of a sudden, the Brentford of the Premier League. And the Brentfords are playing the Man Cities and the Tottenhams and the Arsenals and the Liverpools and so on and so on. That's what England looks like when they're picked up from the Premier League and took to a tournament. We're looking up like that at the big teams. Every time. So they're doing something right in their structure and their leagues. They're doing something right what we are sadly doing wrong. Or
we are.
Is it just greed? All they're bothered about is the money.
Yeah. And another thing that I always fall back on, Stuart, is we play too many games in Britain.
Massive point. I was going to bring this up.
Yeah.
Why aren't we getting a break?
We play through the winter in the heavy pitches, the snow and all that. All the travelling, and the likes of Spain and club teams like that closed down for the winter.
See, I think they should get rid of the League Cup. I don't think you need it. I don't think the teams are interested in it.
No, they're not. We're not the Premier League teams are not. They just play the under-21s in it, didn't they?
They just play the under-21s, and they only take it serious when they're in the semi-finals and the quarter-finals.
All right. Yeah.
You know, and it's massive because, and I heard it by a lot of the commentaries on a lot of the games. England look knackered. They look knackered against Denmark. Bellingham was bending over like that, gasping for breath. They just looked absolutely exhausted.
Well, Stuart, every game we've played in the group teams, the other teams look stronger. Even the Serbias and your Switzerlands and your Slovenias, they all look stronger and fitter.
So with the need to look They need to look. But yet again, money talks, innit? The fat cats, all Sky Gan's on about is Premier League, Super Sunday, Super Monday, this and that and the other. And it's just like...
Getting worse, man. Now they're playing matches on a Friday now, and it's just kind of get worse, isn't it?
As far as I'm concerned, right, they couldn't give a shite about the England national team.
No.
The Premier League is where the big bucks is.
Right. And while we've got that... While the Premier League's as big as it is, England's national team will always suffer. Always.
Aye. And do you not think a lot of the big stars have got it too easy as well? They're making all this lower in the Premier League and this and that. The other, like, oh, we've done the job in the Premier League. It's that big. We're just on holiday now against in these tournaments and stuff.
Right.
But nobody's mentioned the Premier League on these phone-ins on Radio 5 or anything.
No. The only one I heard was today. Sam Allardyce was talking about it. And I listen to Sam Allardyce. I like Sam Allardyce when he's talking. He normally talks sense.
Aye. Anyway, I better knock it on the eat, Davey.
I'll get my dogs out for a walk, and I'll see you through the week, and then next Monday.
Next Monday, yeah. I know there's been not that much discussion
about
Sunderland.
We'll have another two friendlies to talk about next Monday.
Aye. But it has been a big occasion with England. It's a massive thing. I'm just going to read these comments before we're gone. Kevin Taylor says, Dougie Stewart says, hi, Cabbie and Davey. Missed yous the last few weeks. We've only been on this week, mate, to be quite honest with you. SJ says, that dodgeball, though, negative rubbish with no idea. Dougie Stewart says, the big question, when are we going to get a striker in? We've mentioned that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Ken says, I've enjoyed the crack tonight, you two. Cheers. Thanks for that, Ken, mate.
You're one like Stuart, son.
Well, we're both. It's not just me, mate. It's not just me.
You've got a good name on the radar, I'll tell you.
Hopefully I'm not going to get shut down.
Yeah. Did you not see Terry the other night? He come on, I think it might have been, not the game that's just been on, not the final, it must have been the semi-final. He come on after it. He was absolutely pissed, Stuart.
Terry was.
And he was rambling on. He was getting all the names wrong. He was getting the teams wrong. He was getting everything wrong. And I just sent him a message. I went, Terry, you're pissed.
Was that Terry or was that his guest? Was that Terry?
Terry just like in the house.
That's funny.
He was monstrous.
I like Terry a lot. He's genuine. Eh?
He's crackers, isn't he?
He's crackers. He's genuine. He's not false. He doesn't pull the wool over your eyes. Terry.
He just loves the club, doesn't he?
He does, aye. And good luck. I've met him in person. He's a down to earth guy. Lovely fella. SJ says the Prem is full of foreign players, though. He is right. SJ also says Man City are supposed to be interested in one of those young Spanish players from last night, so the Prem will improve their talent. Absolutely, that's what we've just said. The Premier League is feeding and making the other teams stronger, and not the English players. And Dougie Stewart says, like my dad used to say, stop something tapping it, or stop tippy tapping it. Well, Dave, it's been a pleasure, mate. We'll do the same again next week, yeah?
See you next week, and I'll speak to you through the week.
Take care, mate, and thanks for all of you who's tuning in. We'll see you next Monday. Ta-ra, Davey, lad. Ta-ra, mate.